Ow! Holy cow.
Honey, are you okay?
Feels like I just stepped in a box of nails. Turn the light on. Oh. Matt, you and Mark come pick up these Legos. Kids. Morning, boys. All right. Who's ready to go? Who's ready to go? Come on, Ricky. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Out on the Ranch with Dr. Lee. I'd like to welcome you to Demolition Ditch. This is where Matt does his magic. I thought you guys might enjoy some. Ow, dang. What did I step on? Feels like I rolled my ankle. And it looks like giant Legos with bullet holes in them. Go figure, right? Matt, you and Cooter come pick up all your Legos. Kids. Well, hey everybody, welcome down on the ranch with Dr. Lee. I hope you enjoyed the Lego segment today. I know if you have kids, grandkids, nieces and nephews, you feel my pain. Today is the first in a series of videos called Tour de Ranch. And basically what I'm doing here, a lot of you have asked me about different things on the ranch. You've asked me to give a video tour of the ranch, and that's what this is going to be. I found a few things that are pretty interesting and a few things that are pretty weird, and then some things that are just cool, and made a little video about it, and I can make many more about it. There's so many things out here on this old ranch that are really interesting in my mind, and I think you would enjoy them as well. So anyway, hang on folks, come along for the ride. This should be a fun one. We call this old live oak tree the lightning tree for a reason. You can see the great big crack that runs through it. About 20 years ago, I was right over there working on a tractor in my shop, and it was raining pretty heavily, and there was a huge lightning bolt came down, big crash of thunder, and I looked out the door from the shop, and this tree was smoking and steam was coming off of it, and you could see red embers inside that tree. I really anticipated the tree was going to burn, but it did not. But you can see it still has a horrible scar on it. When I came out to check it after a little period of time when I assumed it was safe, the bark was blown all over the place. Some of the dirt at the ground was blown all over the place, and you could see the wound went clear through the tree, and I really anticipated the tree to die, but it has survived very, very well. I'll get you down off that tripod and I'll show you a little bit closer. But that crack goes from the ground all the way up. But there's the crack right there, starting at the ground, and it goes all the way up that old tree. I'll come around and show you the other side. Yeah, I can see daylight through that area right there. So there you go. There's the lightning tree. And I can't remember, I think I have already shown you guys this in another video. With that little doll's head right there, the little doll face, little porcelain doll face, broken. And that was put in this dam when it was built. And it's an old German tradition. They did that. The old German farmers did that. It was a good luck thing. And I guess it worked. The dam hasn't fallen down yet. But that's been in there probably 75 or 80 years. And I'm walking on the same dam now. If I fall off, this will make a pretty good viral video. Have my first viral video. But this old live oak tree right here, this baby's probably 100 years old or so. And you can see a cedar fence post. No big deal. We see cedar fence posts all the time in trees. People lay them in there. However, this one's grown into the tree. Well, I guess the way to say that is the tree's grown around this one. But there's the fence post sticking out. You can tell by the angle too, this tree broke that fence post, because it's in there, it's wedged, and then the tree grew around that. I'm going to jump down off this dam and I'll show you what it looks like from the ground. I'm really wishing now that I hadn't jumped down off that dam. But there's the fence post. There it is. Hold it up there. Anyway, pretty crazy. And I know I've already shown you guys this too. This was the possible tombstone. I don't know if it is or not, but there's a story of a little girl being buried in our front yard, and I made a video about it probably about a year ago now. And there's this we just found that little stone right there, and then this little sitting area, this old rock bench sitting right there, and then just this little area that's covered with rock. So this may or may not be a grave site. There's no way to really know. And again, I apologize. I know a lot of you guys have seen this, but for those that haven't, just another interesting piece of the ranch. There's another interesting piece of the ranch. Bud, how you doing this morning? He has no clue. He's completely deaf. This is the kind of trees that we have around here. This is a big old oak tree. It's a live oak tree, and this one's probably 300 years old. Really a huge tree. You can see how small that bench. You can set 4 people on that bench, so that'll kind of give you an idea about how wide that tree is. But this is the tree. It's got an old chain in it so you can tie your horse up, and there is no telling how long this old chain has been in the tree. And this used to be an old rock wall, but it's been covered up with dirt over the years. I don't know if they moved a bunch of dirt in here or what, but it's just a remnant of an old rock wall. And I'll show you another piece of this rock wall in just a minute. Most of it's underground. I used to think this rock was one big rock underground because this area is full of rock, and I just assumed it was one big piece of rock that I kept hitting with my shredder. But you can see as time went by and I kept mowing, soil started washing away, and you can see that this too is a rock wall. They probably built it, we're on top of a ridge right here, and they probably built it up. There was probably a big drop off right there, and they probably built it up and filled that in with dirt. It's just interesting, some of the things we find that have been out here for probably over a century. And this little guy right here, this is a pump, and it's driven by electric motor and pulleys, and there is no telling how old this thing is or how long it has been sitting right here. I bet that thing weighs 150 pounds, so it'll probably continue to sit there for quite a while longer. And we have a lot of these guys out here too that we find in the pasture. Your buddies Matt and Mark, responsible for those. There's about 10 million of those out here. And this little area right here, this little dried up tank, is referred to as the fossil tank. I'll show you why. Okay, here we are. You can see a couple of ruts here. People with 4-wheel drive vehicles really like coming out of the fossil tank right here. But if you will look, almost everything that you look at and you think is a rock is a fossil. Those aren't really good representations. This one will be. Should have brought a screwdriver or something to get that one up, because that looks like the best one right there. There you go. Some type of a mollusk or a bivalve. And this is the most common fossil that we see here. But just about everywhere you look, anything that looks like a rock, there's another one right there, is something that's fossilized. From little bitty ones to great big ones. There's one right there. You can see the shape of that. There's one right there. One right there. They are just everywhere. And that whole hillside is all solid fossils too. Every now and then we'll find those little corkscrew type fossils. But like I said, the bold majority of them are these bivalves or mussels or clams, whatever you want to call them. Occasionally we'll see some plants too. There's a cool little bitty one. There's another one there. But they are just everywhere. Pretty cool stuff if you like to dig in the dirt. You can see the terrain is pretty rough out here on certain parts of the ranch. This whole area right here is all just slab rock. Whoa, looks like somebody lost his femur out here. Sorry. It kind of flattens out. We're headed down to Demolition Ditch right now. This is where Matt makes his Demolition Ranch videos, the majority of them. And I will admit it's not the prettiest part of the ranch. There may or may not. Here's the way you know when you're on the right path into Demolition Ranch. You'll start seeing things like this. And about 10 tons of trash. Sanford and Son ain't got nothing on us. Now there's a cue stick laying on the ground. About 10,000 spent cases. Legos. Ceramic plates. Dinner plates. Bulletproof plates. A hole in the ground for something. A real expensive safe shot to pieces. Hunk of plexiglass. An engine block. Swinging targets all over the place. A bulletproof shield out of a Huey helicopter. Remnant of a telephone pole. A windshield. Tombstone target. You name it. And I would bet 10,000 pounds of lead buried in the ground. Anyway, welcome to Demolition Ditch. Place that's more fun to watch than it is to visit. It doesn't take long though, leaving Demolition Ditch, to get back to a really pretty part of the ranch. There he is. Fun to catch. Uh-oh, I spooked him. Hey, bud. Hey, what are you doing over there all by yourself? Pretty little yellow flower. Reaching for the sunlight. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon. That little guy's leaning toward the sun for all he's got. It's a cool looking little reflection in the water. I have no idea what kind of flower that is. Just pretty. Maybe some of you botanists can tell us what that is. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the little mini tour of the ranch today. I'll be posting more of these as time goes by. Let me know if there's specific things that you would like to see on the ranch, and I'll see if I can address those in future videos. Anyway, thanks a lot for stopping by. I appreciate so much the kind comments you guys leave, and I also really appreciate the way you guys treat one another in the comment section on my channel. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate you very, very much. So thanks a lot, guys. We will see you next time on Out on the Ranch with Dr. Lee, and always remember, I love you. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye now. So what you doing there, Al?
Neutering a dog, Dad.
All right. Who's gonna learn you?
That's a mistake.